Hello, Year 9, and welcome back to a new term and a new topic in English. This term, we're studying a contemporary play text, and our text is the musical Blood Brothers by Willie Russell. We'll start to look at the plot line of the play on the next slide. So, what's the play Blood Brothers all about? Well, the main events of the play follow the lives of two boys, twins, who are separated at birth, and then we find out what happens to them after that. There's more detail for you here on this slide. So when you've finished reading, go straight on to slide 3. Don't forget to look at the pictures on this slide as well, because there are clues in those. Over the next few weeks, we will look at short extracts from the script, but so that you understand the whole story, I recommend that you watch a performance of the show all the way through. You don't have to watch it all in one go, and there are 2 links on this slide for you for free performances which you can watch on YouTube. You can either start watching now or carry on through the PowerPoint and then come back to this slide and watch the YouTube videos later. Move on to slide 4 when you're ready. A little bit of a reminder here about prior learning. I'm sure that you remember the work on Shakespeare's heroes and villains that you did earlier in the year. Did you look at the prologue to Romeo and Juliet as part of that work? Here it is for you. 2 households, both alike in equal dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these 2 foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured, piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage, the which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Can you remember why, or can you work out why Shakespeare gave the ending of his play away right at the beginning? Is it a spoiler? Write down your thoughts before you move on to slide 5. So, there were several reasons for the prologue in Romeo and Juliet. One of these reasons was Shakespeare's idea that if the audience knew what was going to happen, they would keep watching the play to find out why it happened and how it happened. Watch the opening sequence of Blood Brothers again. This link takes you to a different school performance. And why do you think that Willie Russell shows the audience the ending of his play in the opening scene? How do you think this is going to affect the interest of the audience in the characters? Make a note of your answer before you go on to the next slide, because in the next slide we're going to start to think about some of the themes in Blood Brothers. So, thinking about the themes in Blood Brothers then, there are a number of themes in the play, and they include poverty versus wealth and opportunity, which is all about social class, really, weapons and violence, nature versus nurture. Okay, so nature is the character that we are born with, and nurture is the idea that how we're brought up changes the person that we are. Friendship and loyalty versus betrayal is another theme. Superstition and motherhood and childhood. So the first theme that we're going to look at is superstition. Before you move on to the next slide, you might want to make a written note of the themes from this slide. You can copy the spider diagram down, or make a bullet point list, or write out a table. The choice is up to you. So the theme of superstition in Blood Brothers then, the definition of superstition is a widely held but irrational belief in supernatural influences, especially as leading to good or bad luck, or a practice based on such belief. Are you superstitious? Short tasks for you on the slide here. There are several of them. Work your way through them, writing your answers out in full sentences where that's appropriate and in lists where you're asked to make a list. When you research, write your findings up in your own words. Don't just copy and paste. If you get stuck thinking about superstitions, there are some examples for you on slide 8. So examples here for you of some common superstitions. Fingers crossed. That's such a common superstition that there's even an emoji for it now. Knocking on wood or touch wood, people say to ward off bad luck rather than to bring good luck. Half a dozen other common superstitions in the list at the bottom there for you to research for your write-up for the tasks on the previous slide. Remember, don't copy and paste, research and then write out the information in your own words. The final slide has a technical grammar task on it for you, which I'm sure you'll be able to do very quickly. But don't forget, again, write out full sentences, capital letters, full stops, and do check your spelling. Don't get into bad habits. Have a good day. Keep well.